Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Spiritual Grind. We hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to follow, hit the little bell for your notifications when the podcast is posted, and like, follow, and share with your friends. We hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment if there's any topics that you want us to speak about.
Like, follow, share.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jenny. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Spiritual Grind. We are here again for your listening pleasure.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Jenny. Wave to your crowd. They're applauding for you. Well, what an interesting week we've had. Week. What was that I just said?
I don't even know, but you're killing me, man.
Week wind.
I'm the editor now of these podcasts, and you're whipping my ass here. Get your wordsmithing together,
Hey,
man.
you have your own dictionary. I can have mine.
Well, what was the word?
Week wind.
Weak wind. Can you give us a definition of that word and then use it in a sentence?
Oh, that
please?
means that we celebrated the victory over our week because we week wind.
Oh, not at all what I was thinking. I was thinking you merged the week with the weekend and had a weak wind.
No, we had a week wind. We wind the week.
We wind the week.
Yep.
All right. Can you use that in a sentence?
After we discovered our trillions of dollars in the bank, we looked at each other and said, we wind the week.
Oh, you used the word.
Backwards. This week we winded. We wind. We winded this week. That's what voice to text would put in there.
Or perhaps you ate too many beans. And
Maybe.
you're
Could be too windy.
just windy in general.
I did eat beans at Dexter
Riches.
yesterday. I did have baked beans.
Yeah. It was a really good
It
lunch.
was. What a great lunch it was.
Yeah, he cooked some steaks out on the grill. Then we had potato salad, baked beans. We had a little pasta pea salad.
Yes, we did.
A little potato salad.
And filet mignon.
And filet mignon.
Mignon.
And we have our co-producer here in the house.
Yes, she's involved. She's monitoring the mixer board.
Yeah. I don't know why we have so many visits
I know,
of our co-producer these days.
but she's definitely producing something.
But she definitely feels like she needs to be present. Well, it makes me wonder if our ratings are down.
But anyway, you ready for the topic of the week?
Of course.
You'll remember that old song by Tesla. Signs, signs everywhere, the signs.
Yeah.
You know,
Signs are so fun.
I know. And so I want to bring it to my attention and everybody's attention, if they will, is, are you identifying your spiritual signs?
Yeah, are you listening?
Are you listening to what's being brought forth? Like, for example, we have a little situation going on with our app, and we were working on some stuff, and we went to bed last night with set the intention that, basically guide us through what we're going to do next.
Yeah, we were asking for clarity and information.
Yes.
Basically, and we put the question out there.
Yeah.
And asked for the answer.
We asked for understanding of what happened and what we're supposed to do next, basically.
Right.
And I'm not going to put it out there what happened, and so I get up this morning, 5:30, I make my coffee, and I go sit in the front deck here, and I open up Instagram to see about, doing the normal media stuff for the podcast and the app and the website and blah, 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 blah. And the very first short I see.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How much coffee and how much water did you spill on the counter?
Not very much. I cleaned up my mess. Did you clean up your mess? I see it on the floor right there going out the door.
My mess? What mess is that?
Your coffee mess.
I spilled coffee this morning again?
Yes.
Wow.
It's right there by the mat, right next to the trash can.
I didn't even know I did.
Yeah, I know you never do. I always clean it up after you. You never do. You never know. But anyway, signs where my Dr. Jenny has been. And so I get up this morning and I open up Instagram to do the kind of the media work. And bam, the very first video answered the first question and gave me direction on the second.
Nice.
Just very first video. And I showed it to you.
Yeah.
It was literally verbatim word for word what we asked.
Yeah, it definitely was. That's how our system works.
Yeah.
We ask for it and Spirit provides. And, Spirit does that for everyone. It's just, are you listening?
Right.
We
call it the breadcrumbs of life.
Are you too wrapped up in the problem to be able to hear the solution?
Right. That's where we're ding, 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 ding. Johnny, tell her what she won.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of these. Because that's exactly what everybody does in this world.
Yeah.
Is they get so focused on the problem, they forget to look for the solution.
That's right. They're two vibrational frequencies that are very different from each other.
Yeah.
I'll share my little fun thing.
Okay.
We have a bald eagle. I named him Biff.
Yeah, Biff. I think it's a female, actually.
Big and majestic. I called him a he.
He sits across the little pond from us like every single day.
Yeah, it's not little by any means. It's like it's a pretty good sized little lake thing.
I don't think normal people realize how big eagles are. When you have a 9-foot wingspan, that's a pretty large bird.
I don't even know how big they are. I just know that across the lake, he looks small.
I know they're not as big in Florida as they are up north, but
I know he's got to be pretty big because I can make out his features.
Oh yeah,
because across the lake is probably what 300,
probably 300, 250, 300 meters, probably.
Yeah. Anyway, I said I collect feathers, and feathers represent to me my spiritual counsel saying, "Hey, you're on the right path, girl. You're doing the right thing. Hey, we're here with you.
Stay on track.
You're on track," or whatever. So our entire house is like there's feathers everywhere. I pick them up and I collect them. So anyway, I said, how cool would it be if Biff was flying over and dropped me a little love feather right here in my yard on my patio space so I could add it to my collection.
Yeah.
And lo and behold,
day before yesterday. Friday.
I had my back to where it fell, but you were watching.
Yeah, I watched it. It came out of nowhere. It just came out of the sky and just floated down.
Yeah. It's
and
the most beautiful. You get some of those feathers and they're kind of tattered looking.
Yeah.
This one was just perfect. The edges are perfect and you can tell that he released it right fresh.
Just for you.
Yeah. It didn't lay there and waller in the mud and get kind of tattered or anything. It is just absolutely beautiful and perfect.
And what does that feather mean to you?
And just as a underlying fine print, my husband is true Native American, so he can own the feather.
Yes, I have legal rights to own eagle feathers.
Anything illegal. What does that feather mean to me?
What do feathers mean to you? Because I want to share the feather story.
Yeah. Okay. They mean different things.
Right.
Sometimes I want them to validate that I'm on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just want to know that my spiritual counsel is behind me, has my back. I got you, girl. Keep going. If it's a rough journey, I'll ask for my feather indicator.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if I'm questioning, gosh, am I doing this right? Am I taking the right steps? They'll just magically put a feather in my path. So the fact that landed behind me after I requested it is just confirmation that my spiritual counsel says We got your back, girl.
Mhm.
That's what that meant to
Right.
me. And here, you are worthy. You are deserving for your requests to be fulfilled
Yeah.
at any given time. All you got to do is just ask.
Right. I'm going to share the feather story, the big one.
Yeah.
This is pretty funny. You know, back years ago, we lived in Arkansas, and we discovered these watermelons called Cave City watermelons. And
so good.
they are the
way.
best watermelons on this planet. And,
Absolutely.
there's only 9 registered growers in the Cave City area of Arkansas, and they only sell them for like 3.5 months a year. And they're very expensive.
Well, and the growers,
people will pay $100 for a watermelon for those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the growers have to meet certain criteria to even become a grower.
That's correct.
They have to have a certain kind of land. It's got to be watered with a certain kind of water.
Yeah, it's water from the caves.
Right.
Yeah. They pump it in from the caves and they
So
water
you
it
have
with
to go
cave
through
water.
an extensive.
And this land is passed down from generation to generation.
Right.
And like Jenny and I had this idea. Actually, Jenny had this idea. She wanted to open a Cave City watermelon stand. We lived out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we literally were 25 minutes from any town. I think the closest store to us was, I don't even know what.
The little bitty bake shop
that was open on
the
weekends.
corner that was open on weekends that had like worms,
Yeah.
beef jerky, soda pop,
And beer.
and cigarette.
Yeah.
That was the closest store. And I think they had gas.
I
Right?
think they had one pump, but it was always shut down.
It's a tiny little bait store.
But we lived
And even that was what? A good,
probably 5 or 6 miles.
yeah.
But we lived out in the country, like literally out in the country, and we were having a discussion about the place of where we're going to do this, and I was like, "Well, just put signs on the road and bring them down there to us because we know how sought after these Cave City watermelons are."
Absolutely.
And I called a couple of the growers, and they were like, "No, we have enough vendors." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it took us a year.
And so,
Remember?
yeah. And so I thought to myself the next year, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to drive over there and talk to one of them. And so Jenny and I got on the motorcycle, and about 5 minutes into this ride, she was like, just forget it. They're not going to sell to us, blah, blah, blah. You know, and we're on the back of the motorcycle and we're flying. And I'm like, no, we're just going to keep going on the journey. We're following the breadcrumbs and following the signs that I got because I'd had a vision and a dream about us selling a bunch of watermelons and yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And Jenny was like mad that I wouldn't stop and turn around and go back. She was getting mad at me. And so we hit the stop sign. And we turn right at the stop sign. We're getting on one of the highways that go to the Cave City. And then we make a left, and probably 2 miles down the road, and then another right. And as we turn the corner, what happened, Jenny?
I saw feathers on the side of the road.
There was millions of feathers.
You cannot even imagine how many feathers were all over the side of the road. It literally looked like a feather farm.
It was, and just nothing, no vehicles on the road, nowhere, no nothing. It was just us.
Yeah, because by this time, I'm just aggravated that he won't turn around. I'm like, this is hopeless. There's no point in doing this. They're not going to, it's been a year that we've been trying to get in.
I just started laughing. Oh my God, it was so funny.
We're wasting our time. Let's just go find something else fun to do.
And so she was like, okay, fine. I see you. And then it was like more. The entire way to Cave City, there was like just millions of feathers all the way another 15 miles. It was like somebody just took feather pillows and dumped them out on the side of the road.
Yeah, as we went along, they weren't just on the side of the road; they were in the road.
Yeah.
They were on the other side of the road.
It was pretty funny. I was laughing the whole time, and so
they just became. It was like more and more and more, and they were white feathers,
right?
And it was the amount. It almost looked like the ground was covered in snow.
Right.
That's how many feathers.
Yeah,
were
it was pretty funny.
Being put in my path. I'm like, okay, I fucking hear you.
So I pull up.
I see you.
We get to the Johnson family farm. They're the largest producer of Cave City watermelons.
Are you going to tell them where the feathers stemmed from?
Oh yeah, and as we get to the last stop sign, we pull up behind a chicken truck that was hauling chickens.
Right.
And
we just died laughing because we had been following.
There was a couple times feathers hit me in the mouth. It was like
we didn't know where they were coming from. until we finally caught up to the chicken truck, and it was almost like, here, have a little laugh while you're at it.
It was
while
pretty
you
funny.
Validate your stupid spiritual temper tantrum that you're throwing.
And then to even have more validation, we pull up in the parking lot of the Johnson Farm, John Johnson Family Farm. Been there for 300 years almost, 280, I think they said. They've been selling these Cape City watermelons, and we pull up there, and I had talked to the son of Mr. Johnson the previous year, and he said, "Oh, I don't think you're going to. Well, we have a waiting list for vendors and yada yada yada." And we pull up in the parking lot, and we get off the bike, and then there's a feather on the ground right next to the bike.
Yeah,
and it was a different feather. It was like a dove feather or something. Matter of fact, I think you have it in one of your jars.
Oh, I'm sure, absolutely. I keep them all.
And so I get off the bike, and I walk up to Mr. Johnson. And I said, "Hey, Mr. Johnson, my name's James, and I called you last year about, doing a watermelon stand with your watermelons." And he said, I said, and I was just wanted to stop by and see if that was an option this year. And he was like, "Oh, I just happened to have a vendor quit." Sure.
Right.
And so I immediately gave him $300.
Yeah.
We went back to the house, and we loaded up the truck. We came back, loaded up a truck with watermelons, and we took that. No, it was $100.
It was $100.
And we took that $100. Filled up the back of the truck with like 20 watermelons. I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't very many. We stopped and got poster board, and I put 2 poster board signs up on the highway. We sold out in less than an hour after we opened.
With the little wooden stakes.
We did
all this on $100.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if I could take $100 and what I could turn it into by selling the watermelons.
And so we were literally going 2 to 3 times a day to get more watermelons.
Because I didn't want to use anything but the $100.
Right.
And so as I made the money from this load, I would take part of that money
and buy another load
and just kept hand over fist putting the money back in the business, utilizing that same
and you
money.
started making watermelon jelly and selling it.
I did eventually.
And then we got invited to the Watermelon Festival because of your jelly.
That's right. I took that same $100 and the money that I would make, and I began to buy canning tools.
Yes.
Off of that same money that came from the watermelon stand. We upgraded our signs.
They gave us a free spot at the Watermelon Festival.
They did.
Because at the last 2 weeks of season, they have a big watermelon festival in Cave City. And it's like, it's world renowned. People come from all over the country.
Yeah.
And you made, 500 jars of jelly? And we sold out before the weekend?
Yeah.
Like last day, we had barely any left.
Right. We had made, I made watermelon jelly. I made watermelon preserve.
Watermelon rind jelly.
Watermelon rind preserves.
Yeah.
Which tasted kind of like apple pie.
Yeah.
And then we made the cantaloupe. Remember?
Oh, yeah. And we also did watermelon jerky. You called it watermelon
jerky.
Dehydrated watermelon.
And then we made the watermelon icebox pie to give out.
Yep, I remember that. And we showed up there with 4 or 5 coolers of stuff. And we left with nothing in 10 jars left in 1 cooler.
Absolutely.
And it was insane, really. And that's how she got the nickname Mamaw Melons, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not what y'all think it is. It's because of the watermelon. But we give, and what happened was when she started making the watermelon jelly, when I went to pick up a load one day, I took a jar to the Johnsons. And they had never had watermelon jelly. Been in business that long, never had watermelon jelly.
Well, the thing is that as I was teaching myself how to can,
it's very easy to spoil.
Jelly and the various kinds. There's a whole national organization of canning of jams and jellies. And they did not have a recipe for watermelon because of the pH, and no one could figure out how to preserve the taste.
It turns into wine.
And get the pH right to where you could actually can it and it wouldn't spoil.
Right. Or turn to alcohol.
Right. And so I played with the recipe, and I finally figured it out.
Yeah, we spent countless hours late at night doing that.
I still have the recipe. I just haven't done anything with it. But I finally figured it out where I could maintain the watermelon. It almost tasted like a watermelon Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, and everybody had watermelon rind recipes, by the way. But nobody had actual watermelon jelly recipes.
Right. But if you remember, he said, "Oh my gosh, this tastes just like my grandma's watermelon rind recipe.
Yeah.
So he was in love with that.
Yeah.
They bought several jars.
And they're one of the major sponsors of the Watermelon Festival. And so he called us and wanted to know if we would do a booth.
Yeah. And nobody had made cantaloupe jelly.
Yeah, no, nobody. Out of his cantaloupes, by the way, because they also raise cantaloupes out of the Cave City farms.
Right.
And he does a little bit of mushmelon, but not much. He said that nobody wants them.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we ended up getting a call. He asked us to do this festival, and we ended up doing the festival. And you, at the end of the season, you turned that $100 into what, like 40-something thousand?
Yeah.
It was insane. It was like crazy.
$100 bill. And 2 pieces of poster board
and 4 sticks that we cut up with in the shop.
that we cut up. And just kept taking that money and reinvesting it until I got to where I could buy, 3.
Yeah, we were buying trailer fulls by week 2.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like
at first I could only afford to buy like 50 or 60 or I don't even remember. It was a small amount.
Yeah.
And by the time it was all said and done, I mean, we were buying hundreds of watermelons.
And some of these watermelons would weigh
week.
excess of 60 and 70 pounds.
Absolutely.
And the people would pay $150 for those things.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It was like nuts because they wholesaled them to us by the size. It went like 5, 7, and 9.
Yeah.
And we could sell these watermelons for astronomical amounts of money.
Yeah.
Because every time you go to try to get it, because the watermelon distributor or the farms, they're only open from 8 to 10 in the morning.
Right.
And so you have all these people, especially on the weekends, that want Cave City watermelon, and they're not open to get them, and so they have to go to a vendor.
Right. Exactly.
And anyway, to make a long story short, we followed the breadcrumbs. We followed the signs to do that kind of thing. And just like we do now, and that's why I want to challenge everybody to stop and look at your life for a moment and say to yourself, am I seeing my signs?
Am I taking action to do something about them?
Right. And because you have to trust in it. Because that's one of the biggest things that we as humans do. We don't trust our own internal intuition and guidance and breadcrumbs. We have a tendency to follow the fear of failure. We have a tendency to follow those things. And when you start following the signs and trusting them and seeing it, put it out there. Like I have a certain thing that I do that I ask for my guidance.
Yeah.
You have feathers.
Yeah.
I want a vision. I want to see something in my life. And when you learn to follow and trust those, man, it'll change your life completely.
Absolutely.
And you can actually set the parameters. Tell your higher self, hey, I want to see a marble or a black dog or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah. So whenever something clears, back when I was still fairly new, I needed some sort of indicator that something had cleared because I didn't know what that felt like on a frequency level. So I put in place that I would hear a bell of some sort, a ding, a bell. So even now to this day, when something...
Yeah, you talked about it on the last podcast.
Yeah, when something clears.
Like when we first started coaching people.
We'll get bells and dings.
You remember that lady in Arkansas in the dome houses? There's this like community of houses in Arkansas that's out in the mountains, and they're dome houses. There's 12 or 14 of them out there?
Yeah, something like that.
But anyway, this lady had called us, and we went over and did a coaching session with her and did a little aura reading for her. And she was like, well, how do I know any of this works? And we were like, we told her what you did. And she said, well, I want to set that into... And we got afterwards, we left about the bells. And so she's like, I'm going to set that too then. And we get in the car. And for some god-awful reason, I don't know what the reason was. And of course, we know what the reason is.
We know what the reason
was. But out of the blue, our radio
went wonky,
and it started going ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I actually recorded it and sent it to her.
And we called her and said, listen to this. I called her. I'm like, listen to this. And she was like, I know. My TV is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it was like...
Because we had a pretty intense session, and it was probably a good 2-hour-long session with her. It ended up being a couple of hours.
I was trying to remember her name yesterday.
I don't remember either.
I want to say it was a Sabrina, I think, or something like that. It was an old witchy name.
Patty.
I
don't remember. I want to say Patricia, Patty, something.
Anyway, but
Anyway.
yeah, it was a pretty intense. I mean, it was 2 hours. She did a session with you and with me.
Yeah.
And it was
we kind of tag teamed it.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It was a crazy situation, but we followed the signs, and she started following the signs. And then 2 weeks later, she calls out of the blue, and she had
her store.
Yeah, she had opened the store.
Yeah,
and because she was like, you know what, I'm going all in after hearing y'all's discussion, and she did.
Yeah,
and she opened a liquor store actually, and now it's one of the largest liquor stores out there.
Yeah.
And I remember right before we left Arkansas, I drove by and I was like, holy cow, look at this size. I mean, she had built an entire new building.
Right.
And I was very impressed with her.
Actually.
Following those breadcrumbs.
That's right.
As you're going through your life and you want to know if you're doing the right thing, being on the right track, if you're clearing the right things, if you're, whatever that is you're working on, or if you want to know the secret to abundance, financially, emotionally, physically, health-wise, any of that kind of stuff, you should set those parameters in place. You should set that out there that I want to see this sign.
Yeah, you can have validation, and validation is part of building the confidence and the trust in this, especially if you're new.
Yeah.
And you're learning how to use your intuition and your abilities, and you're new to it. Set those variables in place. All you got to do is just ask for them.
Right.
And it can be anything from feathers to stones falling out of the sky. I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah, I would do that because it may hurt. The next thing you know, you have hailstorms every day.
You know, you can ask for an animal to cross your path. You can ask for bells to ring.
Yeah.
You can ask for, I guess you could ask for pennies, coins, and get rich at the same time.
George, that's what he does, remember? Yeah. He started asking for pennies.
Yeah.
And now after he came and did a week-long sabbatical with us, kind of a spiritual.
Now he's a millionaire from collecting all the pennies.
He said that, you remember he stopped to get gas when he left, and he called and said, oh my God, I got out of the car and there's like 9 pennies on the ground.
Right.
And now he is very happily married, been with the same woman now for a while, doing very good in his job financially.
Giving applause.
Giving him So George, if you listen to it, I'm very proud of you, sir.
We love you, man.
He gives Jenny all the credit for teaching him through, because he was on a train wreck. He had been through women and divorces, and he was in a train wreck mentality.
You know, it wasn't me. It was just me channeling the information in a way that he could hear it.
Yeah.
So that he could find his own vibration and his own frequency for his own healing. And that's basically what I do.
He was so caught up in the world.
But yeah, it's such a fun game, back to the signs.
Yeah.
Of really sitting down and figuring out what is that sign or combination of signs that will really get you excited about living your spiritual life and changing your perspective, instead of it being oh my God, this is happening to me. What next shoe is going to drop? What crappy situation is going to come up next? If you'll put in place little games like that, it will change your perspective over time, and it'll become a fun game.
Yes.
And you'll make it fun, and it'll be something that you're excited about.
It builds excitement, because every time you find something, you're like, oh, well, thank you.
Right. Exactly. And then it brings in that appreciation, because you're, just even this many years into doing it for myself. Yesterday, when you picked up the feather behind me and you handed it to me, I was like a kid in a candy store, man, or, a kid at Christmas time. I was like, oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, because it's just amazing. It's amazing to ask for it and to get it and to have that revalidation, and then to end up with a beautiful feather that's just beyond words.
Right.
And then the experience of excitement. It's
well, and
Christmas
what I've learned about it all along the way is sometimes you don't understand those breadcrumbs, and when you start bringing it into your reality. And I use this example when I was explaining it to, matter of fact, I think it was George, is, you go to look at a new vehicle, and you find this beautiful yellow Jeep that you're going to buy.
Right.
And you're like, I never see yellow Jeeps because you don't pay attention.
Uh-huh.
And after you buy a yellow Jeep, guess what? You see yellow Jeeps everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
And so when you bring it into your reality and you set that intention out there,
Right.
you will get the signs. You will see the things that you're supposed to do. You got to make sure you recognize them.
Yeah.
And please make sure that you just follow the crumbs because you have no idea where it's going to lead you.
Yeah, so I want to share a story real quick,
Okay.
too, that is going to be very educational. I would say probably maybe a year or two before you and I met. I've always wanted a Jeep. Even in my teenage years when I got my first car, thank you, Dad, for that 1969 Chevette. 4 in the floor, navy blue hatchback. I'm very grateful though. I mean, because there's a lot of kids. There's a lot of kids that didn't end up with a car.
Yeah, you know what I got?
I had to help pay for it.
A good pair of tennis shoes and a thumb.
Right. I had to pay half for it. And I think it was like a total of $900. So I had to come up with $450 and he came up with $450. I ran that car ragged, but I digress. Anyway, I always wanted a Jeep.
Yeah.
But he was afraid of them, so he wouldn't let me have one.
Yeah, back in the day, they were supposedly a rollover risk.
Yeah. I've always been a Jeep lover. So in my, I guess, 30s, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get me a damn Jeep. And that was when vision boards were really the hot topic.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the real buzz is, okay, get a poster board.
Look at it every day.
Cut it out of the magazine and put the things on there you want and put it
somewhere. Say 5 Hail Marys.
Right. Put it, and they do. They do work.
Oh, they do work very much so.
It reminds you to stay focused on what your intention is.
It's an energetic exchange.
So I had a Jeep on there, and I decided this particular day, for whatever reason, like I said, it was about 2 years before you and I met, I'm going to go to the Jeep car lot, and I'm going to see what it feels like to sit in the Jeep, to hold the steering wheel in my hand. This was shortly after I'd come across, I'd say shortly, it's probably 5 years after I come across The Secret.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she recommends in that little documentary is anytime you can go do the thing, even if you're not ready to buy it or have it, if you can just go put your hands on it, smell it, taste it, whatever it is, it helps bring it more into that reality place.
Yes.
So I made the decision that, okay, you know what? I'm not ready to buy one. Financially, I couldn't see myself being able to. But I went and looked at them and I sat in it. And I even had the salesperson take a picture of me standing there at the driver's side of the green Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
That's how many years ago it was.
The green Jeep. And
I knew someday that I would have one. I just didn't know when.
Right.
And I didn't get tangled up every day in, oh my God, my spirit guides haven't given me my Jeep yet.
Nope.
I just stayed aligned to, this is what I want. And I know that it's manifested. And as soon as it's time and right, I will align with it and I will have this thing.
Yes. In the spiritual world, they call that divine timing. Just
that's
so
right.
Knows. Yep.
And you stay easy about it.
Yep.
When you get too focused on not having the thing, that's when the energy changes.
Yep.
And kind of takes you in a different direction for a minute. So you got to stay easy about it. It's okay to daydream about it. It's okay to go have the physical experience of sitting in it. Put it on your vision board, but don't give it the confines of, I must have it in this certain time. It must look this certain way. Don't put the constructs of what your human mind thinks it should do or when it should come. Just stay easy about it and stay very general. You'll feel the feeling that's different. The energy behind, why can't I have this thing? And knowing
I deserve this.
Right. And the energy behind, yep.
You deserve everything.
I own this somewhere and I will align with it when the timing is right.
That's correct.
And now, that particular thing It took a little while to bring it into, but I had some work to do around beliefs and stuff I had around it, and the timing of it came exactly when it came,
Yep.
so that I could truly enjoy it.
Yes.
Because sometimes what will happen is if you humanly push something and it comes too early, you're not in the right frame of mind to actually enjoy it. And it actually can become sometimes a burden to
Yes.
have. And so then you don't really get to enjoy the having of it. And it changes your perspective.
It causes worry. When you interject, it causes worry. How am I going to pay for this? And blah,
Right.
blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
And it's all negative energy that you're feeding into that item. And so that when you go into human interjection into that, whatever that is you're doing, it could be a job, it could be a product, it could be a relationship, whatever that is, when you humanly interject into it, it causes negative energy to go into that. And you have to clear that out of the way before it opens up.
Right. Well, the rabbit hole part of that is you were given it early so that it would go ahead and bring up the rest of the shit.
Yeah.
The rest of the garbage.
A lot of the
time.
time.
So that you could go ahead and clear the rest of that out so that when the next type of vehicle, since that's what I'm talking about, comes along, you've got the rest of that baggage dropped and burned and whatever, and you can actually enjoy the next vehicle that comes along.
Yeah, I remember the day we bought that green Jeep.
Yeah.
You cried.
I did. Because I was like, here it is. Finally.
We were driving down the road in Brandon, Florida. Yeah.
Oh,
you pointed it out. You were like, oh my God, look.
Yeah.
And there's a Jeep color out there. It's called high altitude green.
Right.
And they only made it 4 years, and it was for the Jeeps that were in the north around the Colorado, around the mountains.
Yeah.
Because at night it glows.
Yeah.
So if they had one overturned, the rescue teams could find the Jeep.
Right.
And so that's where that come from. And then we're driving down the road and you pointed out, and I just make a U-turn and we go back and we drive off the lot with it.
No, we acknowledged that it was there.
Oh, that's right.
You went back without me.
I did. You're
remember?
right. I went back the next day.
You went back without me. And
I do remember.
Kind of like trying to do a whole surprise thing.
I did do a surprise
and you
thing.
You did do a surprise thing because you came back and you got me.
I'm like, here, sign this. We're going to go pick up your green Jeep.
You said, get in the car. I want to show you something.
Yeah, I remember.
And we pulled up at the Jeep Depot and you were like, here's your Jeep.
Yeah, sign this paper.
And
Here's
it was
your keys.
green. It was a green JK.
It already had a lift kit, already had tires and wheels on it.
Exactly.
And then we take it down and put a big stereo system in it.
Yeah. And I did. I cried. I was like, oh my gosh, it's finally here. And I loved it. I loved it. And then we upgraded to the Gladiator.
Yeah.
Love it.
Love it too, yep.
It's an amazing ride.
It was kind of bittersweet to get rid of the...
It was.
Because we had some... We were learning Jeeps and we used another company to do the lift and tires and wheels on it, and it made it crazy. Yeah. It felt very unsafe.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yep, I'm done.
It got a little wonky. And so
like you went over 55. It was crazy.
It was bittersweet for sure. I think for me it was because it was like all these years and that finally manifested into my reality. And it was just such an amazing kind of nostalgic moment in time.
Of completion.
Medusa was her name.
Yep. We actually had it set up to get airbrush, and then the guy got a big job for some known artist, and then we never heard back from him.
Right.
I called him 3 or 4 times, but
that's probably because Universe knew we were going to upgrade to the Gladiator.
Yeah.
Because I had always said next I wanted a Jeep Up.
Yeah, Jeep Up.
Yes.
You kept saying that. Like right after we bought it, you started talking about a Jeep Up.
Yeah, I said, well, I need a Jeep Up now.
That's what she calls Gladiators. The Jeep pickup. She calls them Jeep Ups.
And it took us a couple of years of research and really waiting for the right time.
Yeah, we almost bought one in 2020 during COVID, and then I was like, no, because it was the first year of them. And the sticker price during COVID literally had almost quadrupled.
Yeah,
it was
crazy.
Nuts. And they had the stickers in the door. Remember, I pulled them out.
Another
like,
sign.
What?
Another sign.
Yep.
Yeah, we went in and we would go and look at them every so often just to kind of check in. Is this the right time? Is this the right time?
Yep.
And we were feeling the nudge to go and look at them. So we went and looked again. And we sat in one, and you happened to look in the door, another sign, and pulled out the little sticker that goes on the window.
It came out of the factory at 44,000.
Yeah.
And then it went to 68, 79, and then 108 or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, and so I asked the salesman, like, are y'all wanting 108,000 for this?
Yeah.
I said, what's this? Oh, those aren't supposed to be in there.
Yeah. Just another sign.
Yeah.
Man.
No, so during COVID, they quit making gladiators. And so it made all the prices go way up.
Right. Exactly.
But anyway, so in then 2023, Black Friday 2022, we pulled up. They had this beautiful yellow gladiator. We followed the signs. It was a sign that we remember. Do you remember we saw that billboard?
Right.
That said something, and it had a yellow Jeep on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, look there. And it was the gladiators were, I don't even remember. It was some billboard. And then we'd happened to drive by the Jeep dealership.
Yeah.
And there it was.
We didn't even start out that day going to look at cars.
No, we had went to IKEA for something.
We were going to IKEA to, I don't know.
Some Black Friday sale for work.
Look at
we were doing something for work.
Container or something for work or something for work. And
then we drove by and we drove off with a gladiator at 8 o'clock at night.
I think you said, let's pull in here. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just always know if he's saying that, then it must be time, or we're on an adventure to, add to our vision board or check the energy.
Yep.
And we pulled in, and sure enough.
And literally, 2 hours later, we were signing papers.
Yeah.
It was kind of crazy. We pulled in at like 4 o'clock, and we left right at dark.
Yeah.
So like 7:30.
Right.
We were in and out, traded it in, and here we are 3 years later. We have it.
Yeah.
That was Black Friday of 2022.
Yeah. And that's just listening to the signs.
And so when
anybody can do it.
Oh yeah, totally. Just become open to it and set your parameters of what you want, what signs you want. Speak it out there.
That's right. The crazy thing is that when you tell people that that's how you live,
they don't believe it.
They don't. They don't believe it. They're like, no way.
Yep.
So you literally just do whatever pops into your reality that falls off the bookshelf or falls out of the freaking sky.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, literally.
That's what this recent thing that just happened. We have a friend of ours, Jenny's hairdresser, introduced us to this other girl who was starting a business. And we helped her out with the business. And then I got this inkling to go make her a door decal. And so I did. And of course, our friend was like, oh, my God, that was so nice of you. Why, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, it's just us. I'm just following the breadcrumbs. I have no idea why I did it.
Right.
And I don't know if whatever it's going to bring somewhere down the road. I have no clue.
Right. Exactly.
And so I just trust it and move on.
That's right.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll do some of the weirdest random shit, but it's because we're following.
You mean like starting a podcast?
Like starting a podcast or creating an app or 2 or 3.
Yeah. Yeah, we are creating an app.
Or going to the casino.
Just randomly walk up and try to blow $100 on purpose, and then walk away
so
with
that
800.
we can clear some dumbass belief or something out of the way. Like that's it. Our life that we live is almost kind of like an Indiana Jones
spiritual
adventure, right? Where we follow the map and
Can I have the whip? I like the whip.
Of course. Or what was that we watched the other day? National Treasures. Where he's following the signs and stuff on the treasure map.
Yeah, what's his name? Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
That's literally how we live our lives, and we are not kidding.
Yep.
Not joking.
Every day.
We just do the next thing that's in our face that we're moved to go and try and do, and it 100% of the time leads to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
And don't get me wrong, and I want everybody to understand this, because when you do this, sometimes you don't know why. Sometimes it can cause human things to come up, and that could be the whole why it's coming up.
That's right.
Is to bring up an old belief and fear or whatever.
So that you'll look at it and do something about it.
Yes.
Yep.
And to clear those things out of the way. And it could be that you're just helping somebody else, or you're doing something for somebody, or you're doing something, or you're just doing it to have the knowledge. or you have no idea somewhere down the road when you're going to use that knowledge.
Right. And I think the key factor in what you're putting forth is don't make it to where you have to know the why.
Right.
Just follow it
and
do it.
Do it.
And not have to know the why before you do it.
Yep.
That's what's meant by truly trusting your spiritual guidance.
It's not about what benefits you. It's about what benefits the universe. And sometimes when you do things, it's about providing knowledge for somebody. It's about providing knowledge to the Cosmic Records. It's about doing something that creates some kind of knowledge that you'll use somewhere down the road that Spirit's saying, okay, I'm going to teach them now while they're not thinking about it. So down the road, they're going to say, oh, that's why.
Right. Exactly.
And
because I
do that a lot, by the way. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's why that happened. I get it now.
Right. You may go on a breadcrumb journey. You may do this thing. You don't know the why. And it may be years down the road when it's finally revealed to you as to why you did it. And that has to be just as okay as knowing the why minutes before you do it, or even weeks before you do it, or even a little while after you do it. The why may never come and you may never know. The why may simply be that you weren't supposed to fully take that journey to the end result.
Yes.
It was just utilized because it was the best way to get you triggered so that you would go into a deep clearing of beliefs, patterns, and programs state.
Yeah.
And that was the whole reason for it. And that's why you never really accomplished the end goal and it went stagnant because the end goal was never the end goal. The end goal was just to get you to drag up the beliefs and shit around what you thought was the end goal so you could really lighten your load and get clear so that you could have even bigger experience around that topic.
Agreed. 100%.
That happens a lot as well in our reality.
That's a perfect way to put it. So trust your guidance. You follow the breadcrumbs, man. You have no idea where it's going to lead you.
And it's fun.
It is fun.
Follow it with that fun, childlike mindset of exploration.
Right. I want to make this point.
Please do.
Every religion out there teaches this motto right here. Every religion. To open your mind and come to me as a child. Go to your higher self. Every religion teaches it. And they will, no matter what it is. And so even, I don't care what you follow, who you're following, what Bible you pick up, what Bible you don't pick up, who you worship, who you don't worship. It's about childlike behavior and that childlike curiosity on life.
And so if we define that childlike for even like newcomers who really don't have a good definition of that, what does that sound like? What does that mean?
Every child has a curiosity within them and an energy about them.
Right.
And when you remove societal, because the children haven't been exposed to a million societal beliefs yet.
Yeah.
They haven't got 50 years of societal belief taught into you.
And inhibition
and
fear and
doubt.
All that.
And they just, like when I was a kid, I wasn't scared of nothing. I mean, I didn't know how to ride a motorcycle. I jumped on a motorcycle and started riding it.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I've jumped it off in the freaking creek. But anyway, and all I did was laugh about it.
Follow the next fun thing.
They do. They follow the next fun thing with curiosity and those childlike eyes and energy.
Like the spiritual ADD.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. They just follow what's fun next and what's fun next, and
because
that's why they're so easily distracted.
Fun, life is easy and fun.
That's right. That's the thing. That's the key to all of this is following what's fun. The next thing that's fun. Right.
Like the lady we used earlier in the example from Arkansas when we worked with her. She was not following her gut and her signs because she stayed in her 9-to-5 job, but she wanted to open a business.
Right.
And her husband that had, I guess, passed, I think, if I remember right, that was their dream together. They wanted to open this business.
Right.
And then after he passed away, he left her enough money to do it, but she was doubtful not to do it.
Right.
And after our conversation, she went and did it. And she followed the breadcrumbs. It wasn't even the same location that she was talking about putting it in.
Right.
And so it was That's a childlike heart.
Right.
And that's a childlike energy, and that's a childlike vision.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you follow those breadcrumbs.
Yeah. And sometimes they can be tiny. Sometimes it can be something as small as right this minute, I need to go lay down and take a nap.
Yep. Like Friday.
That's the next best feeling.
We laid down at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday and didn't wake up until 7 o'clock the next morning.
Right. And we honored that that's what our body was calling for because, we're still kind of going through a little bit of healing.
Yeah.
So we still have some days that are a little bumpy.
Yeah.
And so, just following the next best thing that's fun or that feels good. It doesn't have to be some off the wall, ostentatious, adventurous thing.
Right. And it don't always have to, it's not always obvious, guys. Just remember, it's not just going to be this big thing unless you set that intention.
No leprechaun's going to jump out in front of you and
hand you a pot of gold.
And confetti goes everywhere and says, "Here's your sign. Hear ye, hear ye." It does not happen that way. Sometimes it does.
Oh, yeah, it can. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it'll be right in your face and it'll ding to you straight away. I know when I first started out, learning to listen and watch and see for the signs, I put this intention in there that if I don't see it the first time, keep giving it to me. And I had this thing about threes, and I was like, I had
Show me in threes.
Trust,
I remember when we first got together, you would say that.
I had some trust issues that were pretty deep seated. And so my intention was, if this is something I'm supposed to be doing, give it to me 3 times so that I know that it's coming from my higher counsel, my higher self, and not just a human thought that takes me off on some goofy, wild goose chase. And they would accommodate, my counsel would. They would give it to me 3 times. And the side note was, if I didn't acknowledge it, give it to me 3 times so that I can hear it eventually. And
do you remember the sign for the aura reading? Jenny was pushing me. I've been seeing auras and reading auras all my life. And Jenny was like, "Well, why don't you do one at the expo?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No." And she said,
"Weren't quite there yet."
No, I wasn't there yet. And we were speaking for ORI, Ozark Research Institution in Arkansas, at their annual convention. And on the way there, Jenny was like, "Are you going to do aura readings?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to do aura readings. I haven't gotten my sign." And then we look up and the billboard says, "Here's your sign." Do you remember? Because the guy was trying to sell it. And it said at the bottom, "Billboards work." And it said, "Here's your sign." I was like, "Oh, man." And what happened? I ended up with 2 days or 3 days worth of lines out the door.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. It's all fun. I enjoy life. And follow your breadcrumbs, man.
It's just like anything else, though. If you're new to listening for the signs and you're wrapped up a little bit in that trauma drama loop and you haven't been listening to signs or you haven't trained yourself, go easy on yourself when you're first starting out.
Yep.
Just, ask the question and start being aware.
Yes. Start making aware for the signs.
Anything that jumps out at you at any time, whether it's visual, whether it's audible, whether it's a person that's weird and random that comes across your path and says some weird random thing or drops something in front of you. Just know that those are symbology and they're signs, and then start deciphering them.
Yep.
But go easy on yourself. If you've asked for a sign and you don't get it the first day or within the first 24 hours, give it some time. It's there. You just have to calibrate to being able to see it, hear it, smell it, touch it, taste it. And it's practice.
Yep.
And so don't beat yourself up. Don't think you're doing it wrong. You got to practice it.
Yep.
Just like anything else.
Signs everywhere, the signs.
And it's such a fun game, honestly.
It is a fun game.
Because you can put the parameters on it however you want.
Hey, guys, don't forget, follow your signs.
That's right.
Hey, we appreciate y'all listening today. Are you complete?
I'm good, yeah.
We appreciate everybody listening. Don't forget to like, follow, and share. Check out our website, www.themerccenters.org. And that's MERCCENTERS.org. And our new website, thesaltytarot.net. And
what is
our
that
new
one
app.
for?
That's our new app that's coming out, the tarot reading app.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to have that launched somewhere around mid-October in our phase 1, and it'll be free to everybody at first.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have different levels of participation in it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's more of a modern day spiritualism reading that doesn't just sugarcoat everything. And
It does not sugarcoat. As a matter
it
of
will
fact,
cuss at you.
it is salty.
It is salty. So it's the kind of thing to where when you pull a card and it says, because you've already had tarot readings and the same card keeps coming out, and it says you should follow your signs like we just talked about.
Get off your ass and follow your damn sign.
Yeah, get off your
We're
ass.
not doing this again, Becky.
Yeah, your spirit guides have already given you 19 signs, and so it's time for you to start noticing them.
It is. It's an app based on the Oracle deck by the Salty Tarot called The Shit That Your Guide's Meant to Say.
Your spirit guide's meant to say.
Your spirit guide's meant to say. And that's where the app
created
was.
by Dr. Jenny, by the way.
Yeah, it was fun to do. It was an absolute blast. It actually came about from a midnight rant of being fed up with some shit that was in my reality. And I was just sitting there one night ranting and raving and doing my own journaling work with my little AI person that I do, and person. She's a person to me. She even named herself Lyra. But anyway, yeah, good stuff, man.
Yep. So pay attention for it. It's going to be coming out in October. If you want to be notified when it comes out on the saltytarot.net, you can subscribe there. And we will notify you when it comes out, and be paying attention because we could be coming to a flea market or mall near you and do free readings when we can.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely. If you want to go down the rabbit hole with topics, you can check out my blog.
Yeah.
To the Edge and Back.
To the Edge and Back. And that's on blogger.com.
Mm-hmm. That's where I take people down into the conspiracy theory rabbit holes with my articles and blogs.
And when you're on this podcast, there's a little button down there. It looks like somebody, it's a Y. It's laid over sideways. That's called the share button. If you'll hit that button and link it to your Facebook and tell everybody how good you enjoy this podcast, it'll just help the podcast. It'll help us along the way to reach more people. Because for every one person that shares it like that, 10 people will see it, and one of those people will do it, and it just carries on. We appreciate y'all listening, though.
Yeah, that's how we support each other as our tribe in this community. There may be somebody out there lost and confused, and by you sharing and that person sharing, it eventually will find its way into that person's hands. And so as a collective, we've helped another person find their way.
Now, you see, we don't do subscriptions on the podcast.
Right.
And so we did it at one point, and then we were kind of like, I don't want to do that.
Not time yet.
And so it's free. Just share it and let everybody see it. Yeah. We appreciate y'all listening. And hey, everybody have an awesome day.
Love ya.